Howdy, y'all. It is Real here. Now, quick, turn around. Look at what you see. In today's episode, we're going to get some dead bushes that we failed to get before. Then, we're going to make another farm. Finally, we're going to be working in the plot area for the first time with 2 special guests, might I add. Now I've got my Raging Gummy Fish G Fuel. Let's do this. We are in the sky, and we're going to this desert over. Hold up. How have I never seen this desert over here? I mean, I was gonna go over to the farm area desert, but I see a desert over here. I mean, I was gonna get those bushes. Maybe there was 1 or 2 that I hadn't gotten. Hold up. There's some, like, outpost over here, too. How have I never discovered this? What in the world? A whole new world of discovery. Peculiar. Okay. Okay. Can't get too close. But oh boy. Oh boy. That is not good. I'll have to report back to Everett on that. Huh. But that's not what we're here for. We're not here for those people. We'll leave them be. We're gonna get a few dead bushes. Alright, I feel like 8's enough. I mean, I don't know. Everett's not been specifying anything, and he really only needs a few, because you just specified desert. I mean, my fault. I accidentally just completely disregarded that he said desert. Oopsie. But I'm gonna get back on my way to the house. Well, not my house, Everett's house. See over there? Alright. Knock knock. Knock knock. No answer. The huge. You already know Everett's gonna be downstairs, so, let's see. Hey, everything's fixed. Yeah, I'll fix up everything. Is that the same case or something like that, or is it a new computer? Yeah, same case, but new computer. Yeah. Got a few upgrades, so that way hopefully there's no overclocking, you know? I mean, I don't really know, but yeah. Overclocking was bad. Good thing you upgraded. Yeah, so what makes you come around? Yeah, I felt bad for getting you the wrong dead bushes for your experiment, so here you go. Here's some desert dead bushes. Thanks, man. That's really appreciated. You didn't have to do that, man. Nah, it's my pleasure. I'll see you around. Wait. What is it, Everett? What do you want? I don't know. Like, ever since that fire happened, it just kind of changed my point of view about you. Like, I thought you were an idiot. I thought you were a bad person. I mean, you broke my rails, and then you were eating the mushroom stew. But like, ever since you saved me in the fire, I just like to thank you for being a good person. I mean, you've only ever reached out to help me, and thank you. But there's one thing I'd like to tell you. What is it that you want to tell me? You better have socks on. Nah, mate, that's not what I'm going about. That's not what I'm going about. What I'm talking about is, like, why I'm actually here. Okay. The reason why I left the Nether is because I was part of an evil organization. Everett! You? Evil? What? Yeah, it was some pretty dark times, but I didn't have anywhere else to go, and it was a terrible time in my life, and I'll never want to be there ever again. Well, yeah, it was an evil organization, I'd hope. Like, who else was involved in it? There were 4 other villages. I don't even want to say their names, man. I'm getting too far into this. And there was the leader. Don't even get me started about the leader. Alright, man. You don't have to tell me too much about him if it makes you sad. Jeez. I'll tell you what they did. They're basically trying to destroy the environment, and they want to destroy your world. They want it gone. What do you mean they want it gone? They're going to destroy it soon. And that's why I left. I've only wanted good for the world. I've only wanted the world to prosper. But the evil organization never wanted to hear me. I mean, kind of makes sense, they are an evil organization, but I was just trying to get by, and sadly, it's there. So is that why there's a Pillager Outpost in my desert? Nah, the pillagers, they don't have anything to do with it. The zombies, they've got nothing to do. Skeletons, none of it. So you're telling me that I should be nice to the pillagers? Potentially. You never know who might come to your aid in times of need, such as when you helped me with the fire. Okay then. Well, is that all you had to say? Yes, but also no. The reason why I never felt comfortable with talking around you is because the evil organization, they would just never acknowledge me. Whenever I would say anything, they'd just throw me to the wayside. They'd be like, "No, mate, your ideas are garbage," and then they'd laugh at me. It's alright, Everett. It's alright. Okay. I don't want you to feel sad. I'm gonna go on my way. You've heard enough here. We can talk about this another day. I'll see you around, man. Bye. Bye. Alright. Well, time to travel off to the industrial area. That was pretty heavy. Once again, we are making a farm, and I am going to be talking over the time lapse yet again. Now, what I'd like to talk about today is how we're building a Navy Nexus design, of course, look in the description, and also the plot area, because in today's episode, we're going to be doing a collab with the plot area. Yeah, woo, fun. But how do you get into the plot area? That's a good question. I've got the answer. All you gotta do is you gotta comment down below. If I find you as a trusted person, I'll put you in a luck of the draw wheel spin, and then the next time that I'm going to be doing the plot area at an episode, I will spin the wheel. 2 people will be decided, and we will have a plot area build fun time. Yeah. So if you want to get into the build area, comment down below. Build area is good. And there you go. That's how you get it. Now let's actually get into that collab. Boom. We are in the Nether. And we have the first 2 victims, contestants to enter the plot world. I'm here with Phantom.
Hello.
And Adept Gaming.
Hey.
Sadly, I'm wearing his skin because Bedrock's broken, but we're gonna go, and we're going to go to the plot world now. Well, plot area. I don't know why I'm saying world, but yep. Boys, hop in the boat. You know where to go.
Oh yeah.
Go off. And now that we have arrived at the plots, basically what is going to go down right now is Phantom and Adept, they're going to build whatever they want to build. They're not building the same build, but they're both occupying their own spaces on the 16 by 16 plots. And I'm going to be building my own little sign area by the bridge. And as you know, this is usually the conversation topic area of my videos. So, since I have guests, I thought, hey, I could do a little bit type of a podcast interview type beat right now. And I think that they'll be able to commentate very well because they do have channels themselves, and I will be linking them in the description, and you should check them out after this video. The first question is, what do you want to do if YouTube doesn't work out? And you can answer at your own leisure.
Hmm.
That is a rough question. I don't know. You're dropping a bomb on us. Depth, you got anything?
No, I really don't.
Dang, I really stumped you with this one. I'm
Yeah,
already hitting it out of the
Yeah.
You
park.
already stumped us, so we haven't even started, bro. Now, I just want to say, I never really expected YouTube to become, like, like, I don't really expect it to turn out that sort of, it's more sort of a hobby that I do. Like, I started it while I'm bored in quarantine. I'm probably going to keep it while I go through school, but it's a hobby. Like, I don't expect it to turn out, and I don't really want it to turn out that way. Although the extra cash would be nice.
I mean,
I mean,
I will never expect YouTube to turn out well for me either. But if in the event that it does, that'd be great. But I just don't want to get like hopes up in the event that it doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. That's pretty weird
Right.
because I have like the opposite point of view, guys. I really feel like I do have a shot at getting big because the way that I'm making my YouTube channel, it's kind of like I just love this type of action basically. I love storytelling and all that, and I hope that people enjoy the stories that I tell. It's just it needs to get out there, you know, and I
Well,
want
maybe not this story, but
yeah, I just want to have as many
Hold up a
people
minute.
hear what I like can create, you know. And I less hope that I get big from a monetary point of view, and I hope that I get big from the point of view that people can actually hear what I have to say here and agree with me or just hear my point of views and also just enjoy the things that I put out, basically. That's the way that I look at YouTube. By the way, this is in peaceful just because we voted that it's better because obviously they're YouTubers too and they want to put the time lapse onto their channel and I'm totally down with that. So we are in peaceful mode and that is why we're going through the day-night cycle without any mobs. Adept, you mentioned YouTube is a pretty big hobby of yours. On the topic of hobbies, what is your favorite hobby besides gaming?
to be honest, I'm gonna have to say mountain biking. I quite like mountain biking myself. You see, I don't have the greatest hills around me, so that's why it's sort of a secondary hobby. Because I probably would have taken it up and do it a lot more rather than doing more gaming. Because there's not too many trails around where I live in Ireland, so.
Yeah, I'm definitely my biggest hobby outside of YouTube and playing video games would definitely be playing football. That's something that I do.
Is your football team successful? Like, is it any good at wherever you are?
We are okay. We are more like towards the middle of the scale of good and great.
So what's your position? Are you like a linebacker or something?
I am a D lineman.
Alright, alright. I'm gonna act like I understand what that is. Yeah, I've kind of got a similar hobby to yours with sports, but for me it's definitely weightlifting. It's definitely a very goal-oriented hobby, and it's just very fulfilling whenever you achieve it. And
Yeah.
it's really annoying since all the gyms are closed due to quarantine, so can't really achieve my goals currently, and it's gonna probably hinder them when I get back in starting again because sadly I don't have a weightlifting set at home, so I can't really work on my craft, if you know what I'm saying.
You seem to be quite a goal-oriented person as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm like it's kind of corny, but like those like goal setting sheets that they have you do in school all the time. I'm not sure if they have you do them in Ireland, but in America, that's a pretty big thing, at least where I live. And I don't know, I kind of take those to heart, and I actually
yeah.
mean what I put down on them. All right, now that we've started to get into topics more about our personal lives, what is one of the craziest happenings that has happened in your life? Like a crazy event, let's say.
Um,
Reeled says anything. Adept and Phantom.
Bro.
I mean,
Craziest happening.
I had a friend recently who, Real, I think you already know the story, but he was going down a hill on a bike, and he fell off of the bike, and the brake, the bike brake, went into his leg. So that was a pretty crazy day. He was over at my house when that happened.
So,
Yeah.
where were you going? Were you just fooling around? Were you doing anything crazy?
No, we were just kind of riding around the neighborhood, and he decided to go way too fast down like a massive hill, and then kaplawi.
Yeah, a similar thing almost happened to me on a bike once. I was with my a big group of my friends, and we were just chilling one day. There's like 13 of us, and we were gonna go to Burger King and just fool around there. And I didn't have a bike myself at the time, so I was using my friend's little brother's bike. And turns out that bike didn't have working brakes. So we're going down a super steep hill, and then all of a sudden I'm trying to brake, and I'm like, oh god, there's no brakes on this, because they never informed me that there was no brakes. So I'm just there like, well, I'm either dying in this situation, because at the end of the hill there was a cobblestone wall that was about 4 feet high. So it was either me splatting into a wall and breaking probably all the ribs in my body, or I was gonna have to ditch the bike and jump into dirt. And so basically, I took the dirt option, and I basically just like did barrel rolls for a good straight 10 seconds on dirt. And yeah, you can kind of tell that I survived. And surprisingly, I didn't even come out with a scratch either. I was shocked myself. It's pretty crazy.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, you see, I'm what you call a gamer. Nothing interesting happens in my life. I'm gonna be honest.
You've lived how many years?
See, I've had some cool stuff happen, but like you video
Hey.
demonetized. There is a time I split my head open as a kid.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good
That's
one.
a pretty crazy time.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't literally in half. There was a hole in my head, though. Let's just put it that way.
Tell us the story, Adept. Explain.
Okay. So when I was younger, I used to, because we live beside a main road, so I used to have to. This was when I was younger, so I wasn't allowed out on the actual road itself. So I would just cycle around my house, right? And around the front, around our front doors, we have these two big stone flower pots, but they're like in the shape of squares. So what happened was I was riding my bike around. I was trying to do some like, when you're younger, you think that doing these drift things are really cool. So I'm going by these flower pots at top speed, and I can't remember exactly what happened because it was a while ago. But the next thing I remember, I'm hitting my head off the corner of the flower pot, like going top speed. And so I walk back into the house, and there's just for the next like week before it got washed away with rain, there was just a trail of blood where I had walked. And
Oh.
yeah, that's pretty much my crazy story.
Well then. That was a quick, crazy story for something pretty heavy. I have a story with flower pots. So, one time I was in a little like town area of where I live, and I was with all my friends. Well, one of my friend groups. This is different from the friend group with the near-death bike accident. It's a different one. But basically, we were just fooling around, and we ended up going into a neighborhood. And one of my friends, he has a basketball on him. And so he's just dribbling it around. And then another one is like, hey, yo, pass me the rock. So he passes him the rock. You see? He gets the rock. What does he do? He doesn't decide to dribble himself. What he does is he decides to throw the basketball at some random old person's house. And yeah, a flower pot just crashed down onto the ground. And we all instantly turned. And right once we turned, some old woman just whipped open the door and was like, I see you! And then we're like, oh shoot. So we all just dip. We all scatter. There's about 11 or 12 of us, and we all just go off into different areas and stuff like that. And we end up meeting up again. Nobody got in trouble, but like, yeah. Needless to say, I haven't hung out with them all too much as of recent, but
Can't imagine why. You know, they seem like a decent group of people.
oh boy. Alright, now that we're on we should deviate from the topic of stories and more just a little bit about ourselves. What is one thing that you do that some other people might consider weird, but you're just like, no, this is my thing?
This is only weird to some people, right? I think the other type of people are psychopaths, but apparently they think I'm a psychopath. Do you put the ketchup beside or on top of the chips? That's which one do you do?
Neither. I hate ketchup.
Oh, well, that just kind of. It's like that kind of. Yeah, that's the main thing over here. We don't really have much. We have. In our house, we literally just have mayonnaise and ketchup.
Ugh,
And sometimes
mayo.
mustard.
Yucky.
Oh, what do you have over there?
We have the same things, but no, I can't vibe with it. Ugh.
I don't really eat mayonnaise. Like, that's just kind of. My
Mayo,
sister's
ketchup,
obsessed with
mustard.
it. But...
Nah, not my type of deal. Miss me with that. Well, Adept has some pretty peculiar eating habits. He has ketchup.
Well, yeah, just ketchup full stop.
Yeah. Why do you eat ketchup? What makes you like it?
Because it's Ireland. We do weird stuff over here.
Well, no, people in America eat it too. It's just that
It's...
Phantom and I strongly dislike it.
Oh, yeah.
What makes
I'm
you
not
think
here.
that eating ketchup is acceptable?
Acceptable.
Yeah.
What makes me think it? I'm not sure. It just... Technically, it's a smoothie as well. You
A
know?
smoothie?
No.
What?
Right.
What?
Now, I would never eat it like this, but technically it is, because technically a tomato is a fruit, and it is blended.
No.
So, you know.
Just no.
It could be classified as a smoothie.
That's just wrong.
I
Like
would never
sometimes
do
there are
that.
opinions or statements that you can think are objective, but no. This one is just wrong. Ketchup is not a smoothie.
I can agree with that, but it is classified as one
By whom?
by general laws.
What do you mean,
Okay.
general laws?
I can't wait. Did you see the comment section? Oh my god, ketchup is a smoothie.
It's not a smoothie.
It is.
No.
I can't remember the exact reasoning because I'm not the most observant when it comes to ketchup being a smoothie, but I heard it somewhere.
It's a smushed tomato.
Ugh.
Oh.
All right, before we have an all-out war, Phantom, what's something odd that you do?
Well, one thing that is different from most people actually despise this, but I'm more of a command block person than I am an actually building person. And there's a lot of people that don't like command blocks because they think they're scary or they're too hard to work with, but I'm the exact opposite. I think they're easier to do than actually building. And the same thing goes with redstone. I like redstone. I just don't do the building very much, which
Ah,
is
okay.
one of the reasons I'm
And
in this
again,
world
for me,
currently.
there's nothing more beautiful than just seeing a giant redstone contraption or a giant mega farm just completely uncovered.
See, that's something that I've like from this Discord community that I've discovered. There's a lot of redstoners in here, and neither me or my friends are any good at redstone. We all just despise it. So it's kind of been a cool experience to see people who actually enjoy the wrong way to play Minecraft.
Oh, come
I'm
on, bro.
joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I can respect the community. I can respect it.
Whoa. That's looking pretty hot, Phantom, you know.
Ah, that's hot.
I'm starting to use your terms now, Reeled.
Yes. Yes.
You've corrupted me.
What do you mean corrupted?
Actually, I wouldn't call it corrupted. I'd call it
I've enlightened you.
the enlightenment of adept gaming.
Exactly.
Brought to you by Reeled.
Yeah. I'm just making you a better person all in all. No,
Honestly, I
I'm
think I was a
joking.
better person before I joined this Discord. I'm gonna be honest. Well, you know, if I hadn't joined this Discord, I probably wouldn't have had a YouTube channel. So,
True.
I'm not entirely sure that would be a bad thing, but no, I've genuinely enjoy making them. Like, it's something that I look forward to. So if yeah, like when I go to sleep, like all I'll be thinking about is, oh, what video will I do tomorrow? Like, will I be recording? Will I be editing? And that
My
shenanigans.
parents will like call me out quite a bit whenever I zone out because they'll catch me thinking of video ideas quite often.
Oh. I just haven't really told any of my friends or family about it.
See, that's what I don't get. Why any publicity is good publicity in my opinion. I don't understand that.
Because you're a big burly. You can just stop whoever comes near me. I have a reputation. Well, not really, but
You always say that, but like, well, you're literally on Discord chilling with us every day. What do you mean you got a
it's true.
reputation?
Yeah, actually.
What is your guys' favorite meme, if there is one?
Depends when you would ask me this question. Like, do you mean currently or my favorite meme of all time?
I would say all time. All time's probably a better meme.
Hmm. This is
Do vines count?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. Now that's
I don't
controversial.
I don't
Hmm.
know like what this vine was called, but I remember seeing it at some point, and I remember thinking it was the funniest thing. It was this guy who was sitting on his back porch or something, and his friend gets home and he asks him for milk, and his friend goes to the fridge and gets a milk jug, and he comes back out with the milk, and he says, "You're really wanting to take my milk?" And he said, "Yeah, can I have some milk?" Because he had a bowl of cereal and is sitting in his lap with no milk in it. And he's like, "I'm not giving you my milk." And then they start screaming at each other about this milk jug. And then finally the guy just takes the milk jug and throws it out into his backyard and it explodes.
I've never seen that.
Neither have I.
I never was a Vine guy. Like, I don't know. I'm not a TikTok guy either. It's just not my thing.
Oh, I was obsessed with TikTok for a while. I got really bored of it though.
Or
If I'm
Musically.
being honest.
Musically is
No, I never went near that cursed website.
It's the
Or not
same
website, app.
thing. TikTok and Musically are the
it's-
same thing.
That's what I thought originally. I guess
What do you
My
mean
opinion
you
slightly
guess?
biased. My opinion slightly biased after being on TikTok for a while. Like, I never made videos, I just looked at them. You're building this massive, impressive structure, and then there's me building my little hut here.
Well, I wouldn't consider it a hut. It's
It's
a
a hut by
house.
my standards.
We've kind of been just reaching at kind of random topics right now. Let's get back to the topics of just life like we had at the start. If you were to move to any country besides the one that you're living in, of course, because you're moving from the country, where would you move to?
I would probably move to the United Kingdom because I believe it is the most similar to America, which is where I live currently. Other than, I believe, don't they drive on the other side of the road?
They do.
Oh yeah, they do. They
That would
do.
be interesting.
We drive on the
But
left-hand side of the road over here.
yeah, that is probably where I would move to.
One of my cousins actually, for college, is going to the United Kingdom. I don't know what college she is currently attending, but yeah, to say the least, it's been a pretty good overall experience for her from what I've heard. Although, it is definitely quite violent over there from what I've heard. Physically.
I'm not gonna take that as a... It is, admittedly. The UK is especially rough. Ireland, not so much, but still partially, admittedly, compared to, you know, America.
America, it really depends on where you live. There's some like peaceful parts, and then there's different areas and states where it's just super bad.
Yeah, that's another thing about living in the UK, because America is so big. Like if someone from the UK went to America, they'd find it weird how big it is. But if someone went from the America to UK, they'd be weird how small it was. Like, it wouldn't be too noticeable, but you'd still be like, kind of interesting.
How long would it take to get from north to south? Do you know? Like, would it take less than a day with a drive?
Probably not the UK. In Ireland, it takes like literally 7 hours to get from the
Jeez.
very top of Ireland to the very bottom.
Adept, you've given us some information about the UK. Where would you move?
Now, when I was... So I'm gonna say straight up where it was. So I would move to... Kind of ironic, because you guys would go to the opposite place. Either Canada, maybe what you call it, the actual United States. That would be where I would go if I were to live anywhere else. Asia really just doesn't appeal to me because they have a lot more crowded areas, whether in America there's a lot more options for different places because of how big it is.
True, you do raise a good point there.
Also, is America supposed to be easier to make money in or something?
America, there are a lot of different ways to make money. There are a lot of job opportunities.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Although in current times the unemployment rate is very high, but kinda goes without saying that's basically everywhere. So
Very true, very true.
but immigrating here it definitely does make it very difficult to get a job, have to say.
I could
And
imagine.
yeah, if you're also a criminal, yeah, good luck even attempting to get a normal job. You're gonna have to do back-breaking work for the rest of your life if you make a petty crime.
Oh,
Yeah, getting a criminal record is very effective here in America, to say the least. It
yeah, I
affects your
can't
life
say.
drastically.
Yeah, I can't say I have any felonies myself or criminal records.
Yeah, nor do I.
Phantom, you're
Nah.
awful quiet over there.
No, I do not.
I think we're too busy gaming to get criminal records. I know that I just said on the previous question that we're gonna get back onto the topic of life stuff, but we've touched on that a lot this episode. So let's get back to the silly questions. What is your favorite block in Minecraft currently?
Because I do decent bits of terraforming, I have to say I really like coarse dirt for doing terraforming. I know it's one of the blocks that are kind of, as you said, kind of controversial, but I think a lot of people do like building or terraforming with coarse dirt. It just adds a sort of, you know, texture to the build that wouldn't have been there before.
Yeah, I do agree. I prefer coarse dirt over path blocks any day of the week. I feel like it's an underrated block, and
It is
it's
very.
only really used in the building community. And I feel
Yeah.
like it should be used more. And I feel like it's also underrated just because not many people know that it exists, I feel. Like if you asked the large majority of Minecraft players, like they're not going to know that coarse dirt even existed. It's kind of like that
Yeah.
thing where it's like how on Xbox achievements there's like 75% of people have taken their inventory. But what about that other 25%, you know? That's kind
You're
of
Yeah,
the
telling
deal.
me that 25% of people have bought the game and never opened their inventory?
Well, you don't get achievements in creative. So some people play creative solely, some people play on adventure maps, you know? Some people only play
I
on
guess, yeah.
servers. That's the type of thing. Alright, but before we deviate off the topic, Phantom, how about you? What's your block?
Probably, honestly, just stone bricks. Like, I
Classic.
think they're one of the nicer things to build with, and you also don't have to be that good at building to make those look nice, because they kind of just go with everything in Minecraft.
True. Minecraft is a very medieval style oriented game because of the textures of their blocks. I mean, just look at Adept's build right now. That's like kind of typical medieval right there, you know?
yeah.
And it works.
You know, with the
Like
whole diagonal thing.
yeah, you could swap out that cobblestone with stone bricks and it would still look like good. It wouldn't look out of place. Stone bricks really do fit basically anywhere. I mean, some like if
Very
you're doing
true.
like a cartoon build or something, it wouldn't fit, or like what you're doing right now, it wouldn't fit because you're using vibrant colors. But the stone bricks do fit very well with wood and all that, like the cheap blocks, basically.
They do indeed.
Now me, I've been having a recent surge of bone blockitis. I've been loving using bone blocks. I just saw it one day in the creative menu. I put it next to some endstone and it was like, "Oh, you do exist, bone blocks. You are lovely." And yeah, as you can see, I built with bone blocks today. I really love the combination of just bone block and a striking color because bone blocks kind of give it that old textury feel with that gray lining. And then if you have like a sleek block next to it, it's like it's kind of like you can see that some bits are weathered, but it's still upkept. That's kind of the way that I interpret it. And I feel like it matches well with the detail blocks with like stairs and all that.
I don't think this is too controversial, but some blocks that were super good to add to the game, like they add just so many more opportunities for building, was concrete.
Yes.
It
World of
was
Color
such a big
update,
change.
best update. Well, not best update, but one of the. It's underrated. People don't like it, but I really feel like it's one of the best updates.
Yeah, you kind of have to experiment with it to really understand its potential.
Controversial opinion? I don't think that there should be concrete or terracotta stairs and slabs.
Honestly, same here.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that.
I feel like it would be cool if they were in, but it just doesn't seem right. I don't know.
True.
It doesn't seem like they mix. Cuz if you look at the stair blocks now, none of them are just sleek. Like the closest thing to being sleek is purple blocks. But still, like they have that, like they still have the line texture in them. I feel like if you just have a solid color for a slab or a stair, it wouldn't look like how most people would interpret it. I feel like it might have the opportunity to make builds look better, but I feel like it doesn't fit in the game.
I also feel like that's a lot of stuff to have in the crafting menu.
True. The creative
You open
menu
your
would be
crafting
flooded.
table, half the scrolling is going to be through slabs of different colors, and
Yeah, that's the same thing with wool as well. It just doesn't fit.
since we're kind of talking about controversial topics, a bit of a fun fact about me is I actually thought that not anymore. I need to clarify that. When the Elytra first came out, I hated it. I didn't think that it deserved to be in the game. I didn't think it made any sense. Thought it was too good for Minecraft at the time. And there might have been a lot of people that would have agreed with me at the time. Now, obviously, my opinion on that has changed because Minecraft can barely be played at this point without an Elytra, long term at least. And I just think it's funny how when the Elytra was first out, I despised it.
I can see where you're coming from because I kind of like to play the game at a slower pace, but for me, the Elytra coming out was groundbreaking because it basically allows me to do my slower paced topics but get around easier to doing them. So it allows me to do more slower paced things at a faster pace, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Like a medium pace.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Alright, well, we've talked about a lot of topics today, and I'd like to thank Mr. Adept Gaming and Mr. Phantom for coming on here and speaking with me. This conversation topic area switch up with other people was actually really enjoyable. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. We're going to go into the rest of this area just being a time lapse until both of them are finished with their building, and then we'll showcase them, and then we're going to go back to my home and go to the outro. And we are back at the cave. We had a pretty long episode, but yeah. We got some stuff done. Pretty cool things done in the plot area, I'd like to say so myself. And also, we got some backstory on Everett. I mean, hopefully those evil scientists don't actually do what Everett's telling me they're gonna do. But I think Everett and I can stop him. I think we can. Let's check out the book. Now, we had outstanding responses from numerous amounts of people on last episode's question. I thank you all for that. But we got Huckleberry WI coming in for the first time with I eat it with the shell. You all answered perfectly. Thank you very much. Now on to today's question. Now today's question of the day is, do you eat soup with a spoon or a fork? This could have potential. This one could have potential. There could be varying answers here. I really feel like there can. You just have to comment down below to prove if there will be varying answers. But who knows? Maybe we'll all eat it with spoons, or maybe we'll all eat it with forks. We'll have to find out. Now don't forget to check out Phantom and Adept's channels down below. It's been a real one. Peace. It's basically just a white sauce.
Oh no.
Shut up.
No, I can't. I won't say that in his video, but the people probably get what I'm hinting at.
If you were to move to any country besides the one that you're living in, of course, because you're moving from the country, where would you move to?
Probably Europe. And I would choose Europe probably because it is I'm not exactly sure on this, but I think it's the most similar to America.
Europe's a continent.
Yeah, I hate to break it to
Not
you,
Europe.
Phantom.
Oh, no.
You'll have to deal with people liking custard. I almost said custard.
What the hell is custard?
What is custard?
No, I meant to say ketchup. Then I thought of mustard, and then
Oh my god.